Mom warns about the one surprising drink to keep away from young kids. The moment you become a mother, it's like you've been given special tools for survival. These motherly instincts come into play when you listen to your kids' cries, watch the way your child plays with friends, and so on. No one ever really thinks that maternal instincts could be the difference between life and death.
Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
Anastasia Jancarelli's daughter Mia never gave her much of a reason to panic. The 2-year-old was fun-loving and calm, and was even considered a relatively easy baby. But one day, Anastasia took one look at Mia and heard something she'd never heard before, the loud ringing of her motherly intuition. Something was very, very wrong. Anastasia Jancarelli wasn't sure what time it was or how long she'd been there. When you're in the hospital with your baby's life on the line, time seems to stop completely. Machines beeped, the doctors whispered. The whole day before was a blur. Weeks before, little Mia had been the picture of health. Her rosy cheeks and bright smile made her the perfect subject for Anastasia's photography, so when Mia's personality suddenly changed, Anastasia immediately knew something was wrong. Mia, typically a little bundle of energy, was suddenly lethargic. Anastasia did everything she could to give Mia an energy boost: more water, more milk, more food, more naps. Nothing worked. Then Mia demonstrated an alarming new symptom. She started tugging on her ears, as if they were causing her pain. Anastasia knew it was time to call the pediatrician, and after examining Mia, the doctor gave the mother and daughter a long-awaited diagnosis. The pediatrician chalked up Mia's symptoms to an ear infection, prescribed a course of antibiotics, and sent the Jancarellis on their way. Anastasia had no reason to believe the doctor was wrong, so she gave Mia the medication and waited for her baby's health to return. But it didn't. Another week passed, and still Mia's energy was low. To make matters worse, she was pulling on her ears more than ever and refused to eat or drink. Mia was pale, irritable, and losing weight, so another round of antibiotics was administered. Maddeningly, there was still no improvement in the poor tot's symptoms. At this point, Anastasia was at the end of her rope. Her daughter was suffering and no one knew why. Every moment gave her a reason to worry, especially when Mia developed the most dangerous symptom yet. She started to eat inedible substances like chalk and baby wipes. This bizarre new habit was the push Anastasia needed to bring Mia to the emergency room. Her mom instinct, as she said, sensed something was wrong, and so did the ER staff. They took one look at Anastasia's limp baby and kicked into gear. "I don't care how long you have all been waiting," a nurse told Anastasia. "That baby comes with me." A minute later, Mia was covered in tubes and surrounded by doctors. One hard truth was certainly clear. Little Mia definitely didn't have an ear infection. What was less obvious was her real illness, and Mia's size and symptoms made it nearly impossible for the doctors to figure out what was wrong. They needed to draw blood, but each attempt at doing so failed. It took 7 tries for the doctors to successfully draw Mia's blood, and that was only the beginning of her hospital nightmare. The doctors also had to attach an IV to an artery in Mia's thigh, which proved to be even more challenging than drawing blood. If this wasn't successful, the doctors were going to drill into Mia's leg to her shin bone and implement the IV straight to her marrow, Anastasia recalled. Thankfully, the IV was attached before this happened, and everyone waited for the blood work to return. Waiting for the results made forth the scariest night of her parent life, Anastasia said. She watched over Mia all night, wondering where she had gone wrong. Did she not protect Mia well enough from germs? Did Mia swallow something deadly when Anastasia wasn't looking? When the test results finally came back, Anastasia and even the doctors themselves were baffled. Mia only had a quarter of the normal amount of blood in her body. She had no obvious wounds, so the doctors had no clue why her blood count was so low. That is, until further testing finally revealed the truth. Mia's massive blood loss wasn't the result of a concealed wound, but of something much more inconspicuous. Something Anastasia and most parents feed their kids every day almost cost Mia her life. Cow's milk, the drink every mom learns is the key to good nutrition and strong bones, was actually the reason Mia suffered such substantial blood loss. It sounds impossible, but there is a key ingredient in milk that caused the near-death experience. You have heard of not giving a baby too much water. Well, don't give them too much milk either, Anastasia wrote. In the case of her sick child, it all came down to calcium and the power that the mineral has when ingested in large amounts. Cow's milk in excess will actually strip your body of iron. Iron is what makes blood, Anastasia explained. She had thought Mia's love of milk was the sign of a healthy toddler, but in this case, too much of a good thing was almost deadly. Mia suffered from anemia caused by the excess cow milk, a condition that, as Anastasia described, very few parents even know is a threat. Lack of awareness means that more kids could end up like Mia, who was forced to undergo a blood transfusion. The 2-year-old was prescribed anticoagulants to stop her blood from clotting, and she will take iron supplements for the foreseeable future. Their nightmare finally over, Anastasia gave a word of advice to all new and seasoned parents out there. Trust your mom gut, she wrote on Facebook. 'Cause a few more hours, one more day, and this would be a very, very different post. It's a sobering reminder to all parents that too much of a good thing, even cow's milk, can have nasty results. Please share this with your friends and family.